Okay, I'm rolling.
Why did you decide to lose weight now?
I needed to find a permanent solution to losing and gaining the same 20 pounds over the last, 20 years. So I needed to find something that was permanent. I didn't want to slide into my 50s and still be carrying around extra weight.
Why did Retrofit appeal to you?
Retrofit appealed to me because it personalized everything for each person, and I needed to find something that worked with my schedule and my lifestyle. I have 3 teens, I work full time, and I commute, so I needed to find something that worked for me.
And did you form relationships with your team at Retrofit? Did it feel personalized?
It did. So they asked very pointed questions and asked.
Can I cut for a second? You said it did. So either
It did.
you can rephrase, you can say I love my team at Retrofit
Okay.
or something like that. Sorry.
Got it.
Tell me about your team at Retrofit.
My team at Retrofit is really awesome. I love Jennifer. She is super helpful. She makes sure that I don't get away with anything. She's right on it, and she questions everything and probes a little deeper. She's just been super, super helpful over the last 2 years, and Scott would push me to do better and do more, and he was a great part of my team. And Elizabeth was really great in terms of nutrition and tracking what I ate and finding holes in the patterns and saying you don't have any vegetables, or you don't have enough, or you don't have enough water, or whatever would come up from tracking what I was eating, and that was super helpful.
How important was tracking?
Tracking my food was hugely important. I found that I did not drink enough water. I found that I did not have enough vegetables or green things in my diet. I found that I was very carb oriented in a bad way that would be like snacking at 2 o'clock and waiting too long between meals. I identified probably 3 or 4 things that I could fix, one of which was waiting too long, eating early in the morning, and then it'd be 6 hours, and then I'd be ravenous and couldn't think, and that was one thing that was hugely helpful to be able to change a pattern of behavior. The other thing is, I think it showed, tracking my food showed very clearly that I didn't have enough water throughout the day and throughout every day. So that was hugely helpful to be able to pinpoint another area that could be fixed easily.
What's different about you now versus 27 pounds ago?
I feel what's different about me now, after losing 27 pounds or 30 pounds, depending on what day it is and what I weigh that morning, is I feel lighter on my feet. I feel able to sit down and get up pretty easily. I feel like I'm able to go and track my kids. Like when I go to their football games and I'm on the sidelines taking pictures, I can do that for 6 hours and not feel tired or lethargic. It's been a big difference. And I think the other thing is I feel from a stamina standpoint that losing 27 pounds has given me stamina back. I used to be exhausted and tired all the time. And I think not carrying that extra weight around has made a big difference.
Does it impact theater or other hobbies or activities that you participate in?
Sorry, Tanya, if you can hold.
Yep.
Okay, I'm rolling. Are you rolling, Christian?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll start in a different place. This
Okay.
doesn't matter. Tell me about some of your new healthy habits.
Oh, I have a couple new healthy habits. One is I exercise every single day, whether I'm walking or running or doing circuit training or yoga, and I really love it, and it makes me feel energetic and like I can do anything. It's great. I really am grumpy if I miss working out first thing in the morning. So I think the consistency is really awesome, and that would be one of my healthy new habits. I think the other one is making sure that I drink enough water every day. I would get tired and lethargic from not having enough liquid, and I think that has made a big difference to get enough water every single day. And is that too fast?
No.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's see. What's different about you now versus 30 pounds ago?
Wow, 30 pounds ago, I was a little more lethargic. I was tired all the time, whether it was from the weight and carrying it around or whether it was from just bad habits. It made me tired all the time. I didn't have good sleep patterns and I didn't have good eating habits. So 30 pounds ago, I was just tired all the time. And I think that's one of the big differences of losing the weight. I feel lighter, I run differently, I sit differently. So 30 pounds can make a huge difference. It didn't look that much different on me, maybe a pant size or two or a dress size or two, but I feel much, much lighter.
What other things are you doing in your life that you feel better about doing?
I feel better about doing a lot of different things. One would be hiking or trailing my kids to all their sporting events and sitting on the sidelines taking pictures for 6 hours. I just feel better all the time. And I think being able to get up and walk 10 miles without blinking or even run a 5K or a 10K without thinking about it has made a huge difference.
Why did you decide to try retrofit?
I decided to try retrofit for a couple different reasons. One, because Jeff, the CEO, was a colleague from a former company, and I got back in touch with him, and I really was proud of what he's accomplished at this company and what he personally did, and it was inspiring for me, and I thought, if he can do it, I can do it. I also did it because I'm tired of losing the same 20 pounds over and over. I've been doing that since, I don't know, maybe 20 years. I hate to admit that. But I just needed to find a permanent solution. And I wanted something that would work for me, that worked with my schedule and traveling a lot with the sales team and spending a lot of time on the road and spending time, like I said, chasing 3 kids, just what was going to actually work for me in my current schedule.
So did it feel personalized? Did retrofit feel personalized?
Retrofit was really personal. The 3 coaches that I was assigned for all parts of it, so nutrition and the workout and just overall behavioral management, it made a huge difference to have them listen to, what I was going through that particular week or that particular month, and to be able to tailor something just for me or whatever bad habit I have left, to be able to say, you know what, you don't need to drink wine every day. You don't need to eat that kind of food every day. You can have 3 bites of it or eat less of it. So it was very helpful. And I think the other thing that was hugely helpful that was personal to me was finding something that worked with my schedule that changes over time. I don't travel as much for work any longer, so I have a lot more flexibility. I don't commute any longer. I get to work at home. So what works, when you're at a desk or the kitchen table for 8 hours is different than when you're commuting or that when you're traveling. So I think every check-in that I have with Jennifer, she can help me find something that's going to work for me right now.
How important was the feeling of accountability in losing weight?
I think accountability makes a big difference in whether you're accountable to yourself, which if everybody was accountable to themselves, it would all be easy and we wouldn't be having this conversation. Part of the accountability to someone else and you check in with them however frequently you're going to do it makes a big difference because you don't want to disappoint them. You can disappoint yourself and lie to yourself all you want, but when you're sitting there talking to someone else on Skype and you're looking at them in the eye and they say, what did you do this week? And you have to answer their questions. How much did you eat? What kind of things did you eat? And did your patterns improve over the last week? And they don't improve, then, it's like disappointment and you don't want to see that in somebody else's face. It's easier to lie to yourself and say that, what, I could do better next week. But I think the accountability made a big difference for me.
How important was logging your food and exercise?
Logging my food and logging my sleep and logging water, how much water intake I had, and logging the kinds and amount of exercise made a big difference for me because I could see I was very episodic. I was not a continuous exerciser. I was not consistent, and that was very apparent. Looking at the logs for exercise. Same thing for water. I would be really good like 2 days in a row and then like 3 days, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to drink water throughout the day. So it was very good to showcase bad patterns of behavior. It was also helpful to see good patterns. Like when I actually started using an alarm on my Fitbit to get up at 6 every morning and to go to bed at 10 o'clock every night or roughly 10 o'clock every night, my sleep started getting better. And not just the exercise to sleep better, but the actual being, laying down and quiet for, 8 hours was, you actually got really good sleep. So I think the consistency and the difference in the patterns was very evident once you start tracking what you're doing.
Awesome. What other health benefits have you seen? Or if you haven't, that's fine.
I've seen many different health benefits just from losing 30 pounds. I feel lighter. I feel more energetic. I sleep better. I also have stopped a lot of the negative voices in my head, if you will, or the talk track that had been going through my head before. Like if I didn't run and I was walking instead, I would be pretty negative about it. And that's one of the huge differences Jennifer made for me personally. So in being able to have a coach who would listen to what's going on for me personally, that's one of the things she pinpointed right away. So that's one of the changes I made probably in the first 3 months and made a huge difference in going forward. So the other health benefits that I've seen have been related more to blood work and the consistency. I have an overactive thyroid, so it's always very hyperactive. So I'm naturally caffeinated. I don't even drink caffeine. So that's one thing that's evened out all my blood work. So cholesterol, all that has all in the normal range. So that's been great.
Awesome. Have people noticed your weight loss, and what kinds of things do people say?
People have definitely noticed my weight loss. I'm very much more athletic looking now. My arms have definition. I am not as round in the middle. My butt is not as big. I've always had a very small waist and a big behind, and I think that's one of the things that running has straightened me out, so my body looks a lot slimmer. I think also doing a wall sit while I stand in line at Starbucks every morning or close to every morning has made a big difference on how my legs look, very much slimmer from an outline perspective. And then I think the other part is that I look different in clothes, and so I look more proportionate now that I lost 30 pounds, and I think that's the first thing people notice.
Has anyone in your family said anything to you, or friends said anything to you when they notice?
When people notice that I've lost weight, they all comment on it of you look so much healthier, or you look better, or have you lost weight, or your clothes look really good on you. So I would say friends and family and people I haven't even met have come up. It's given me a better sense of self and a lot more confidence in how I come off when I speak in front of people and when I travel for work and give trainings. It's made a big difference.
What's the best tip you got regarding, behavior change or mindset changes?
The best tip that I got throughout this whole process, and I've been doing this for 2 years, has really been to stay true to yourself. So I mentioned one comment that Jennifer said to me in terms of getting rid of the negative talk track in my head and really listening to what I can accomplish and what I can do. And I think that was really helpful to be able to say, just be true to yourself. If you're not a runner, then don't run as your exercise. If you like to kayak, then kayak. And I think finding something that worked for me was really helpful. And I think the advice of be true to yourself was the best that I've received over this time.
What's the best, let's see, what would you say to a friend who might want to join Retrofit?
If a friend was thinking of joining Retrofit and they wanted to lose weight, I would ask them why they actually want to do it. Because if you're not ready mentally to make the change or the shift necessary to losing weight, then it's not going to happen no matter what you do. You're going to keep slipping backwards. And I think really, why do you actually want to lose weight? If you want to lose it because you want to look better, or you want to lose it because people call you fat, or you want to lose it because you can't move and you're diabetic, that was a big motivator for me. I came out on the pre-diabetic scale, and I have an uncle who's diabetic and other friends and in-laws that are diabetic, and I just did not want to go down that route. So I think it's really important for people to be true to themselves about why they actually want to lose weight. And I think if I had a friend who was thinking about using Retrofit, I would probe a little further about why they actually want to do it.
What were the things that made you have that spark of readiness? What was it in when 2 years ago that made you just say, I'm really ready now?
I worked really hard in 2010 to lose weight, and what made me feel ready for Retrofit was that I had gained it all back and then some, because I had taken a job where I was commuting and I was sitting down for 8 to 10 hours a day, and I had been working out every day before then, and I lost the habit of exercising, and I lost the habit of doing boot camp every single day, even on the weekends. And I was tired of losing weight. I lost 25 pounds doing that on my own, doing, boot camp. And I was fed up with having to go back to fat clothes, and I was fed up with having to, just start over. And I needed to find something that fit the job that I had with all the sedentary, time that I spent in that job. I needed to find something that would work for me. And so when I talked to Jeff, he just explained the program that he put together, and I was so excited to be able to start it that I started this on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. And I kind of felt like, why wait? I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. I don't want to go backwards. How can I make it permanent?
Can we do that? Can we backtrack a little bit and talk about readiness without mentioning Jeff? Because not everyone will get to talk to the CEO.
Darn it.
You don't have to say the whole thing. I like the idea of starting on Christmas. I think that's awesome. I think
I can say when I heard about the company.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
That you were at this low point, you were fed up and frustrated. I like that.
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, I'm formulating a question in my head. So what was your aha moment? When and why did you decide to start Retrofit?
I decided to use Retrofit because I was fed up of gaining and losing the same 20 pounds over time. And in 2010, I worked really hard to lose 25 pounds, and I was in shape, and I had lost it for an entire year. And when I started a new job towards the end of 2011, I ended up gaining all that weight back. So I was really fed up of having to do it again, and I needed to find a permanent method. So when I heard about Retrofit and the program that was personalized to you, and how it can make a difference by assigning particular people to how you work and what your needs are, like I need someone who's no nonsense and is going to tell me what's what. And so when I got Jennifer assigned to me, I really got someone who matched my needs. And I was so excited about starting the program that I didn't even wait till January 1st. I started it on Christmas Eve, and people wonder wait a minute, you started it on Christmas Eve, how it was going through the holidays. And you know what? It made it just as easy to say no to that as anything else. Like, no, this is important enough to me that I'm going to do it now. Why wait?
Great. Perfect. How do you think about weight? How you think about weight changed since you've had this success this time around?
How I think about weight has changed in a couple different ways. One, I weigh myself every day, and I'm not freaked out about a 2-pound gain or a 3-pound loss. I look at it in the overall scheme of things, and is it still going the direction I want? Is it staying the same if I want to maintain, or is it going down if that's what I'm trying to do? So one thing, I don't freak out about the actual weight every single day. The other thing about weight is, do my clothes fit? So that has been a huge difference. I'm not stuck on a particular number or particular size. Let's just do the clothes that I have fit me in a way that I look good and want to look.
Awesome. We could not ask. I mean, you're like,
Yeah, you're a rock
you're
star.
awesome.
You are a rock star.
And it's totally true,
I'm
too.
not even asking you to go back because you're just nailing stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Can we hold 1 second? I'm
Yeah.
gonna recycle.
What's the best nutrition-related tip you got?
One of the best nutrition tips that I received throughout this is add more vegetables. No matter what you're doing, you can always eat another vegetable in your diet. And tracking all my food, it was very apparent that I didn't have enough vegetables in there. And so just adding one more, whether it's carrots and hummus, or whether it's, celery sticks and peanut butter, something you really like, or whether it's kale in your smoothie, it was really easy to just add one more vegetable. So that was very helpful.
Awesome. What's the best activity-related tip or thing you did? Like the one single thing that sticks with you in terms of activity?
The best tip I got related to the activity or exercise was to keep moving. So more is better than some, and some is better than nothing. So don't get stuck on, I didn't exercise an hour today. Did you exercise for 10 minutes? That's better than nothing. So kind of retraining your brain to think of, okay, I did that today. That was great.
I think you got my list. Did I miss anything from the first round? You're rock star.
I don't even think we need to edit.
Yeah.
We just play it.
Because
Yeah.
one thing I'm always told is that I talk too fast, so I've been
No.
trying to slow
No.
down a little.
No, I got the friend. Yeah, no, I'm just looking at
It's like
this.
I'm trying to remember all that PR training they put me through.
Wow.
Very good speaker.
I want one more question.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We're still wrong.
So you talked about you talked about wanting this weight loss to be permanent. Why did you believe retrofit would be permanent, and do you still believe that it's a permanent solution?
I looked at retrofit as helping me find a permanent solution to losing weight because it was personal to me. And if my schedule changed or my lifestyle changed, like when my kids, right now I have 2 in high school, when they're out of the house, that'll give me more flexibility to do other things. And the retrofit model of personalizing things to what you need and what your lifestyle is, I thought would be permanent. And it has been. And I haven't gone backwards, and I don't intend to.
Awesome. Nailed it. Cut.
Good. All right.